ready for another interview? I think it's useful. Oh, sorry.
I think a lot of nature really inspired me because of the flowers and just a lot of simplicity.
Over the past few weeks, I've been working on this like clam oyster project, and what I've been using are like mostly pearls, but I've also been using like fabric and just like all these little like gadgets and just weird stuff, right? But I just wanted to do something that was very creative and using a ton of resources to kind of get me out of my comfort zone.
The way that I picked it up at first was shaped in the way that it was like that. So I kind of got the idea to like make it like an anglerfish. The lamp or like the light, especially because there's a wire coming out of it, so it's not just like one light bulb.
The main thing was like these chains. I feel like if you think about like chains, it's mostly like jewelry and stuff. So I was thinking about like jewelry, but I felt like that was also kind of too common, so I wanted to like try making something else. So I thought of like a crown.
This is a kitchen cupboard where you put your glassware inside, and on the floor you can see that there is a shattered teacup, which was not intentional, to be honest. But the mouse saw the cheese on itself too, and it knocked the teacup onto the floor.
Over here, it's a boat, I guess you could say, and so I have the exterior and the interior covered in different types of fabric, and it's kind of depicting like the scene of kind of conflict, I suppose. So I have all these different sorts of waving cats that you might find in a restaurant all over it. So there's two that are intact, but we have one that's tragically been destroyed.
Any advice for a young person who's wants to be an artist?
Like even if like there's stuff you think you can't use, like maybe you could like try to incorporate it in a way that you never thought of before. So
Just look more into nature for what you want to do with your art, since it's like all around us, especially the park.
You have to like be creative with your resources, because even though I mainly use pearls, I had to use plaster in order to like create a base, but behind that I also had to use like metal, and then after that, in order to layer it, fabric. And so I really had to like know how to use different resources and materials to be able to create a cohesive project.
There's so many different ways for like youth to get involved here, but also that it's just such a involved community space as well for everyone else.
Park was an animal. What animal would it be?
Socrates? Yeah. Maybe like the squirrel, because I've seen a lot of squirrels here.
Squirrels stealing a pack of nuts and M&Ms.
We always eat Costco pizza from Costco.